Oh my god, episode 7 of Windbreaker was absolutely insane, and actually every episode was insane. I just watched all of them, which is why I'm making this video, and I have so much energy. But I digress. Choji's crazy, Togame's just a straight villain with straight hands, and Sakura has anger issues, but it's beautiful because it's all explained. And this anime is really good, a lot better than Tokyo Revengers, but that's not what we're here for. You clicked on this video so I could tell you about the greatest moment in Windbreaker, and I promise you, if you just give me a moment of your time and apply one thing that I'm going to tell you from Windbreaker in your life, you will never be lost again. I promise you. So let's get into it. By the way, this is gonna be deep. That's what she said.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But it'll also be serious and lit because I take things seriously. As you know, I do, genuinely. I really do. I really do. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this moment within episode 7 specifically is because everything around it and within the world of Windbreaker is absolutely perfect and aligns so well and tells the story of every character within it. And this moment is actually when Togame is fighting with Sakura. Now, during this fight, at first, Togame was about to wipe the floor with Sakura, but something changed within the fight. And actually, it happened a little bit before that. Now, in episode 7, Sakura is fighting Togame, and at first, Togame is completely wiping the floor with Sakura until something strange happens. Sakura begins to tell Togame that their idea or vision in Shishitoren is absolutely broken. This power they chase is really just bullying the weak, and that they truly have no end goal, and that they're lost. And oh my god, at this moment, Togame is kind of really pissed. Throughout the entire fight, we can tell that he's frustrated and battling with something, and for some reason, he seems to be having a Kizaru moment by the end of the fight, just like how Kizaru was on the marine ship talking about, why am I doing this? What's going on? Let me lay here, chill out. He wasn't sure what side he was on, and now Togame, I think, is having the same experience. And the reason is because he doesn't know who he is, who he's fighting for, or what side he's on. And not only that, Shishitoren started as something beautiful about setting each other free through strength and achieving power, but now it's about hurting others. So what does he have to live for? What environment is he protecting? The answer is no one but himself. So how did a group so strong and so powerful become about bullying and hurting others solely for your gain? That doesn't make sense to me, but let's get into it. So the way Togame met Choji was actually super weird. In the show, it shows us that Togame was actually being jumped by Shishitoren at one point, and 6 dudes came at Togame and he completely bodied every single one of them. The crazy part is that he was ready to do it to the rest of the guys pulling up until eventually Choji came down and said, hey, you're strong. You should join us. And without giving Togame a single option, he pulled him off and said, hey, let me introduce you to everyone. And here's a big part of why I love Windbreaker is because in the show, everyone seems to be looking for one thing and one thing only. Actually, a couple things, but it's looking for family and acceptance and a place to be seen. Truly, they're looking for a beautiful community where they can actually belong and feel wanted. And that in and of itself is a deep statement. So what? And we easily see it with the way Togame just said, hey, wait a minute, where are you taking me? But let Choji lead him off as he met everyone, probably some of the dudes he beat up, but everyone at Shishitoren. And while he was there, he made friends, got a jacket, became a part of the community, was well known for his strength, but he never hurt anyone else to get that strength in that moment. Which is actually the same lesson Sakura is learning right now, that 1, he doesn't have to fight all the time, 2, he shouldn't have preconceived notions about people and how they should perceive him just because he's different. Sure, other people have treated you bad, but there's no reason to assume that everyone will. Some environments were just not made for you. Which actually brings me to number 1 of 3 things that I want to talk about, which is environment. Now, as Umemiya, the leader of Furin, or Bofurin, if I'm saying it wrong, please let me know down below. I'm so American, and I'm so sorry. As they're walking through Shishitoren's territory, all they can seem to see is not regular shops and flower shops, bakeries, and everything else like where Sakura lives. No, they have bars and pubs everywhere. And already there's trash on the ground, nobody's outside, the shops aren't open, and we instantly see that Shishitoren's territory is the complete opposite of Furin's, or Bofurin's. I think I'm saying this wrong, and I'm so sorry. But we already see the differences as they enter their territory. Things are broken down, the theater's not even built up, and already from the moment we met Shishitoren in episode 5, they were already picking on the weak, on a middle schooler. And that's because, one, their community had no standards, no real thing to grab onto to say, hey, this is why we do what we do. But we'll get to that in a second. But back to environment. Environment is everything. And if you're not sure what environment is the people in your space, your family, your community, the food around you, the influences around you, whether it's gangs, whether it's bad food, whether it's dirty streets, whatever it may be, environment is everything. It's why people say you are the same as the 4 or 5 people that you hang around the most. And why they also say if you want to be rich, hang around 4 to 5 rich people. Pick up their habits, do what they do, and see what you become. Genuinely see what you become. You want to get in shape. Be around people who already are in shape or working towards it, who are in the gym and who can check in on you, because it's also about accountability. And to make all of this make sense, back in episode 7, when Sakura is fighting Togame, he has a flashback of what Shishitoren was before it became violent, before it became hostile, before it became a terrible environment for those who actually want to become something. Because the craziest part about Shishitoren is that they actually weren't created to chase power by hurting others. They were chasing power and becoming stronger with each other so that they could all be free. Within this vision that Togame is having, we see how beautiful this space was. Because clearly Togame needed a space just like this. He made friends. He became a part of something bigger than himself and found someone worth following in that moment. And that's when Windbreaker pulled a complete Boruto moment and had Choji become Togame's son. Not like son, no, but like his actual son. Because he found somebody worth following. Man, I feel like I'm up in here preaching. But he found someone worth following. And because this leader created such a beautiful environment and cultivated an environment where people can grow together, Shishitoren was probably set up to become something just like Bofurine, and maybe to have become something so much bigger. Or they would have even worked together to create a beautiful territory. But as we see, that's not the case. Which leads me to number 2. Who is your son? Who do you orbit around? Who do you follow? Who inspires you? Do you have an inspiration at all? Do you have anyone who motivates you to be better and bigger than you currently are? Anyone that calls you out when you're wrong? And in Windbreaker, this is absolutely a must-have, especially in Bofurine, especially in Shishitoren, especially in Zinc, and especially just in life. We see how much respect Umemiya commands because he leads people with kindness and empathy, and he cares for them, and he thinks of everyone within the territory of Bofurine as his family. But it's all about who you're following, which is why every time Umemiya steps up, he commands respect, he commands the room. And one thing I love about his character so far throughout the entire show is that he never says, this is my territory, this is my family. He said, this is our family, this is our space, our people, and our community. Think about how crazy that is. Shishitoren is what it is because at some point Choji said that, wow, I'm the leader, which makes me the freest, so now I have to impose my will on everyone else so that they can come and join me. You hear these words, I, my, me. It's never we, it's never us. It's all about coming with one person. And that's the second problem, is following someone who obviously does not know what they want, and following someone who is willing to hurt others to get what they want. And the worst part about Choji's dream is that he was willing to inflict his dream and his corrupted dream on everybody else, and look what it created. A space where they hurt each other, throw each other on the ground after someone loses a fight, calls people it and that. Shishitoren is not a place that you want to be, especially if you want to become free, especially if you want to become strong. And that's a whole thing in and of itself of what does it mean to become strong. And if you made it this far into the video, comment strong down below so I know who actually got this far. And if you did, I appreciate you and thank you so much. And this brings me to the last thing that I want to say, which is not even a step or anything. It is to say, be like Sakura. Nope, not violent, and not angry, but using it in the right way. Knowing when to take action is everything. What I love about Sakura is he has the same spirit as Deku, who moves before he can even think. Or he thinks and just says, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do what's right. Or I'm going to do what makes me feel like this is right. And Sakura's actions have kicked off everything, as the main character's actions normally do. But his actions of wanting to help the middle schooler who is being bullied by Shishitoren, his actions of beating up the guy in Shishitoren, his actions of calling out Togame has led Togame to this moment, this vision, this remembering of a memory when Shishitoren was something more than a means to hurt others for yourself. So number 3, take action on your life, on everything. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the more time you have to go down the wrong direction, the more time you have to hurt yourself or others in the process of whatever you're doing. And I guess there's a number 4, but be open to change. Be open to the fact that you might not know everything, you might not have experienced everything, and that some people might have hurt you, but it's also because they were hurt. They themselves didn't have empathy. And this is what Sakura's biggest lesson will be throughout all of this, and it's why he's in the perfect school, the perfect territory. And I wish the same for you. So as a recap, find the right environment, build it, and if you can't find it or build it, become it. Surround yourself with things that you know will make you great. Number 2, find someone worth following or become that person. It's okay to say, I'm going to become him, I'm going to become her, but make sure you do it with kindness and empathy and take care of yourself. Number 3, take action on what you're doing. Stop waiting. Stop sleeping on yourself. You're dope, and so is everyone else. For those of you that don't know what dope means cool, dope means awesome, dope means not dope like the drug, but dope just means, yo, you're awesome. You, who you are, is amazing. And number 4, be open to the fact that you might be wrong. You might be able to trust people again. You might be able to love again. And you might need to watch this anime if you have not watched it at all. So please go watch this. I'm not going to read ahead. This show has me anime only. And if you guys enjoyed the video, I also love creating anime content. So please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me a lot and it's free. And it means I get to do this a lot more and a lot more often. But yeah, thank you so much. I know for a lot of people, this video might not be your vibe, but if it is, go ahead and subscribe, stick around. There's a lot more coming. And if you're curious about what content I cover video essays, manga, and anime. Is that a lot to put on one channel? Sure, but that's why it's called Andre's Anime Adventures, because I don't know where this life will take me, but all I do know is that I want to do it, giving it my all. And hopefully, building a community that also loves me, what I do, and I can also love in return and pour back into. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I can't wait for episode 8. Sakura's crazy. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Still don't have an outro. I don't have an outro. This is really sad. I really need an outro. I can't let this be the outro. I'm talking again, and I shouldn't be. This is a long video, so I'll see you later. I just looked at the time count. This is definitely about like a 20-minute video. Oh well. Bye.